Hey there, and welcome to the next mini course in our large mega series about tax lien certificate investing. This course is going to talk about the subject of the four biggest myths about tax lien investing. Unfortunately, as is the case with a lot of investment methods, there is ignorance about the subject. There are misinformation campaigns going around. And so what we want to do is we want to dive into the actual facts to try to get, a better understanding of what's going on here. So, who am I? I'm Michael Decker. I'm a contributor to myopenpath.com. You may have heard my voice on a few of these courses. It's an amazing privilege to be able to do this. I know the organizers of this website. I've worked closely with them for several years. I've learned from them. And so they've given me, a list of different subjects that they'd like to have considered. And because of my contacts with other investors and because of my own personal experience, I've been able to put together these videos and I'm thrilled to be able to do it. So thanks for taking the time to watch. Now, what we're going to be talking about here in this course, the four biggest myths about tax lien investing, are what are the things that people without all the facts will say. Before I dive into this, I want to talk about a concept called the burden of proof. I learned this when I was a kid from my dad. My dad, when he was in college, studied a lot of debate and participated in it. It was actually one of his first loves was debate. Really studying an issue and digging in there and backing up your claims. And so he taught me that the person who's making the claim has the burden of proof. You know, um, when you got a movie critic saying a movie is bad or good, you expect him to back it up with reasons, with examples. You have someone who say a car is unsafe, you expect them to back it up. Well, why is it unsafe? Why are you saying that? But unfortunately, sometimes when we get into the real world with conversations with friends and family members and coworkers, we forget about that rule. So if you were to mention to someone that you're thinking about investing in tax lien certificates, now, obviously not everyone even knows what they are, but if they know what they are, they may have only heard something negative about it. Some of the myths we're going to mention. Well, one of my favorite things to do is to remind them of the burden of proof. Really say, oh, well, why do you say that? I'll give you an example. We have the first one here tax liens aren't safe. Well, why do you say that? That's a myth. A lot of people think that it's like a lot of other investments where you at best have a 50-50 chance of losing or making money, right? That's not at all the case, but that's what, unfortunately, some of the ignorance that's out there. Some people might say there aren't many tax lien certificates available. So one of my favorite things to do if someone is to say that, really, well, how many are available? Well, of course they don't know. They haven't researched that. They're just repeating what another frightened person has told them, right? Put the burden of proof on the people. That's one of the best way to dispel these myths. Okay, there aren't that many available. What I'm going to do, because this is my presentation and I have the burden of proof. I'm going to make sure that I do back this stuff up with numbers. I'm going to show you some examples from different counties, and you're going to see that there are actually a bunch of these things available. Slightly related to that, module number 3, there's too much competition, as in too many investors for too few TLCs. We're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a look at actual numbers. Same thing. Someone says that to you, really? Well, how many TLCs were available? And how many bidders were there? And how many sales were there? And what were the amounts? And then when you really press the person to try to back it up, you'll find very quickly who knows what they're talking about and who doesn't, right? And then finally, we're going to look at the ethics of this. Now, this is something that I've mentioned in a couple courses in the past, the ethics of investing in tax lien certificates. Now, yes, at the end of the day, you are participating in a situation where someone who can't or won't pay their property taxes is being, their backs against the wall. And you are part of that process. Is that unethical, though? Actually, as we're going to see, investing in tax lien certificates is ethical because not only does it help the community, it actually helps the property owner. I mean, is that surprising to you? We're going to go through a few examples of lender lendee situations, and you're going to see that your role in this situation is very benevolent. and you're really extending a helping hand to these property owners, and it's a very nice thing to be a part of. Okay, so we're going to have an awesome time on this course, the four biggest myths about tax lien investing. A lot of people don't know, unfortunately, what the heck they're talking about. Let's get in there. Let's look at the facts. Let's be able to back up our claims and as to why this is such a great investment method. So stick with us. We're going to address in the next module the first one: tax liens aren't safe. If you would like to watch the entire course on tax lien certificate investing, go ahead, click on the link below, right here in the description, and go to myopenpath.com. Once there, you can either set up an account to be able to watch the entire tax lien investing course, or you can set up a free demo account to kind of test drive this site and at least watch the next module in this course. Myopenpath.com is the world's largest training library. We talk about real estate investing, online business building, and financial education. We have over 1,000 hours of content teaching you how to build income streams from home. So come on over to myopenpath.com and click on the link. It's right there. Go ahead, just click on it.